It's the Louie that was.
So at 20, the Philadelphia Eagles had to make a selection. Chip, put your hand down, sit down. No, you can't trade. No, you can't go to the bathroom. Eagles finally are on the board at 20. And what do they do? Of all things, Chip Kelly drafts a Jeremy Maclin clone. What in the world is Chipster up to now? I thought for sure Chip would go after a big receiver. He likes big receivers. He goes after Nelson Agholor, USC standout. Here's a guy just about the same exact size, 6 feet, as Jeremy Maclin, around 198 pounds. Not big as Jeremy Maclin, a little bit bigger. Maclin in the 200 range, but same speed at 4.44 40. And so you're talking about similar guy can offer you a little bit of punt return ability, can catch the football, can separate from defensive backs. And he's the guy that plays to his height at 6 feet. And so you basically got a Jeremy Maclin replacement, literally. And so, again, I raised my hands in the air and I asked Chip, what are you doing, buddy? And I understand your intentions was to not make a pick at 20. You were trying your hardest to get out of 20 and get up and get the guy you wanted, which was Marcus Mariota, but wasn't going to happen, Chip. You gave away too many assets. Had you held on to Shady, had you held on to Maclin, you could have put together a mean package deal and got what you were looking for. Instead, you give all of those chips away, and now you have to settle for Nelson Agholor. And I don't want you to feel bad about this selection. This kid can play football, very athletic, is going to help you tremendously. This wide receiving core is getting younger and younger now with Matthews and now Agholor. So this is a team that is starting to reflect Chip Kelly and his college football roots by getting guys that are coming from the collegiate level. But nonetheless, to me, if you're going to get rid of Jeremy Maclin, I thought you were going to replace him with a bigger receiver. You go out and get a Jeremy Maclin clone. But nonetheless, Nelson Agholor is a heck of an athlete, a heck of a receiver that can come in and help in some form or fashion, whether he's returning punts or catching passes from someone, maybe Sam Bradford, at the quarterback position. Let's give the Eagles their selection at number 20 with Nelson Agholor as the Eagles take him off the board. And I didn't even have Nelson Agholor going in the first round. He just started to gain traction as a first-round receiver, and I started to hear more and more about Nelson Agholor and the ability of him to maybe sneak in the back half of the first round, and that's exactly what he did at 20 to the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Strong still on the board. Brashad Perriman still on the board. I thought the Eagles would take one of those guys. Instead, they go for the smaller, speedy receiver out of USC, Nelson Agholor at 20. Chip, put your hand down and have a seat and make a selection. He did. Nelson Agholor, new Philadelphia Eagle at 20. We'll see what the Cincinnati Bengals elect to do at 21 as they are now on the clock.